Hey guys, we are here with Shadow this morning. So Shadow and I, you see my cat is right there. Shadow and I were working on some healing and working on his downstays. And my cat is the ultimate distractor. He knows it. He loves to come over and roll around in the sun and flaunt around in front of the dogs when we're working. So, which isn't a terrible thing when you are training your dog to work on prey drive. So, that is exactly what I wanted to talk about with this video. So, Shadow has, Shadow down. He has a very strong prey drive. He is a working dog, he is a young dog, and it is natural instincts for him to want to chase moving prey. He really wants to go over there. So, what we have to understand is just because we want our dog to behave a specific way doesn't mean they're going to, right? It's up to us to be the ones to tell him, this is what I want from you. And when I say tell them, I do not mean using English language that your dog does not speak. I mean using their leash, or if you are using an e-collar, to communicate with your dog exactly what you are asking from them, okay? So you can see I'm stepping on his leash, and there's no pressure on it, so you can see I just leave. But when he gets up from this down without me saying, okay, and right before I started this video, he wasn't staying in this down position for this long. He kept trying to jump up to go get my cat. But every time he did, the pressure, so when I'm teaching it down, you can do a pull down pressure. That's not important though. But when I was holding onto the leash, it basically stops him from getting up from that down position, and that communication line is already on. So you can see the gears are working. Okay, so I'm gonna call my cat over. Okay. So when he tries to get, hey Freddy. When he tries to get, he's doing fantastic. Okay, perfect. Perfect, okay? So I didn't have to say down. I didn't need to keep repeating myself. I didn't need to use English, right? Check it out. As soon as I shadow. Now in a second, I'm going to say okay and let him go say hi. Okay. And he's fine with the cat. No issues. He's not trying to hurt him or anything. Totally loose leash and everything. Luckily, my cat is really nice. I have one of each kind, one that runs, one that doesn't. Fred is good if the dog is good, which is awesome, because if the dogs want to learn to be able to interact and check out this animal, Fred only lets them do it if they're being nice. So see how he's pulling right now? When I do that, I pull and release. Right? With Shadow too, you got to give a nice little pop. So you can see now he went into that sit position. We're right back to loose. That's the thing that most people don't realize that they need to do, is they need to release pressure. Watch, I can have him pulling me right now, or I can have him sit and not pull when there's no pressure. Isn't that amazing? Most people don't realize they are applying pressure when it's unnecessary, and you're the ones that are teaching your dog, we move forward when there's pressure. But if you do the complete opposite and make it, we stop moving when there's pressure and we only move forward when it's loose, then you're going to have a dog that has a loose leash walk. So loose leash healing and loose leash walking, two different things. Okay, buddy. So with loose leash walking, I'm able to just that. Like if I'm taking him out to potty or something like that, I don't need him in this nice formal heel, but I'm right there. I'm not going to let him move forward with that pressure. So what I do is I call it the lawnmower. Think about when you're starting a lawnmower and you do these these big, just that quick start, but you got to really pull it, right? That's what you're doing, and you're communicating to your dog, no, don't do that. That's what I want. No, don't do that, right? No, don't do that. This is what I want, right? That's exact. No, don't do that. So he's all excited. Let me get down off the hill. It's a little easier. Okay. Right? So just teaching him that he can be outside, but never pull. So it's up to you to get into this habit of, and it's so just such a habit for me. You'll never see me moving forward with pressure on the leash. I don't go for it ever. And I work with a lot of dogs, so I am so used to that. As soon as it goes to a straight leash, it doesn't even have to be a lot of pressure. That's too much pressure for me, right? That's too much pressure. One finger's worth, but it's tense. So any sort of straight, tense leash is a no. You always want to see your leash should be smiling, not frowning. Right? So that's perfect. So that would be loose leash walking, right? So right there, pop and release. Pop and release. Come on, Shadow. Good boy. Pop and release. Right? So again, he sees the cat again. He's all excited. Pop and release. Right? We don't have to be in this nice proper heel. But if he understands from you that this is the way that you walk, this will start to become habit that he knows, I never get to go to that far, and he's going to stop trying to get that far. Now, when we're doing a heel, especially when we have a distraction, give me 1 second while I put this on him. I'll keep talking now. So when we're doing a heel, I'm putting on his transitional right now, which is where we just figure 8 his leash and put it up over his muzzle, like so. So that we are applying that pressure to the pressure points in his muzzle as well as the ones in his skull. So with this, you're going to only need light pressure, which makes it a lot easier to walk your dog. So when we're heeling, okay. I'm going to get off the grass and away from Fred. Now we have a distraction, so it's going to take me 1 second to get him away. So all of this jiggitiness, right? Just because there's a cat, but you just want to use... Come on, Shadow. Right, so I'm going to just kind of calm myself down a little bit. If we're moving and he's all over the place, you're not going to be able to like get him to calm down. I'm going to have to go get my cat some food or something. He's following us, which is going to make it difficult. Okay, come on, Shadow. Me and Shadow are going to briskly walk away from the cat for a second. Okay, come on, Shadow. Good boy, come on. Good boy. So just that, and now we have another dog outside, right? So, we have all sorts of distractions right now. So anyway, come on, Shadow. So yeah, Shadow, come. Heel. Okay, so now when we're doing a loose leash heel, even with all these distractions, I mean, this is normal everyday life. He is, like I said, he's got very strong natural prey drive. So it's very easy for him to lose focus on his handler. So you need to do a lot of random things. You can't just expect to just walk in a straight line and have solid focus on you for just no reason when there is tons of other things that he wants to be focused on. He's not looking at me at all right now, right? So if I try to move forward right now, he's not going to follow my lead. When we're healing, it means we're playing a game of follow the leader. If all you're doing when you're playing a game of follow the leader with a little kid is go in a straight line, nobody's going to want to play with you very long. They're going to lose interest on you pretty quickly. So right now, unfortunately, I forgot my treat pouch. But if you don't have a treat, you have to learn, I'm not just going to start moving forward and pull him and pop him and come on, follow. That's not the relationship you want to start the walk with, right? You have to think of it differently. You have to think of, I need to get my dog's attention and I need to get him to focus and then we'll move together. So Shadow, good boy. So now I gave him a little minute to just kind of look and hang out and look at that distraction. They're just outside walking their dog and he's off leash. So, right. So before I move anywhere, I have to get Shadow's attention. So I'm going to use some spatial pressure. Right. Blocks. Right. So he's got a distraction on all sides of him right now. Right, so even that, I'm just going to give him some calming pets. It's all about teaching him to be calm. He's not going to walk forward in a nice, calm heel if he can't even sit here in a calm heel. Right? If he can't sit there calmly, he can't walk calmly. So before you move forward, you have to do things like using a treat or using some of his food, or just that, giving him some pets, just ways to get him to focus on you, using your spatial pressure to block. Shadow, you're going to want to use his name. Shadow, good boy. Right, so again, he is just like, nope. So this is exactly the stuff that you're going to have to work through. So this just shows you that people are always like, how do I get him to calm? This is exactly what I do, right? He needs to learn to just be calm in the moment. And this is a training lesson right now. Just because you're not moving or doing anything doesn't mean you're not teaching him something very valuable right now, which is you can just sit here in a calm state. You don't always need to be going or bouncing or jumping, or just gonna adjust his leash. Right now we have a kid and another dog coming out. So Shadow here, we're just gonna move along because there's my neighbors coming out with their kids and dog. So for their sake, come on, here, Shadow, good boy. Okay, so right there, pop and release. Okay, pop and release, pop and release. So he's trying to pull back that way. I'm gonna go in front of him and block. Oh, hello. Hi there. You come up there. That's good. Nice introduction. Wants to play. Yeah, hi, little puppers. That was great. Good job, Shadow. Come on, little buddy. Want to go get your mamas? How you doing? Good. He's a sweetie. Is he a Pyrenees? Yeah, he's cute. Look at you. Yeah, so as you can see, that was a fantastic introduction. He was very polite about everything. He stayed in his sit. That was fantastic. So I'm kind of glad that you got to experience that too. Like I said, these are all normal everyday things that you're going to deal with him. And this is the way you kind of want to approach the situation. Is you don't want to think of it as continuously correcting Shadow for doing things you don't like, but instead showing him and following through with him doing things that you do like. Show him how you want him to behave by using his communication line that he now understands, and by being a confident handler and following through with what you want him to do. So let's say he's really jumpy, right? All you need to do is make sure you understand you're the alpha. You're at the top of the totem pole in this relationship, and he needs to know that the top of the pole doesn't appreciate that. So what I do is I use my knee and I give him a little pop when he jumps up. So when he gets all bouncy, I just go straight to this, and he'll get bumped into. And then I change my tone and I just say off, and I just, I make it very clear that that's not what I want. Then I'll ask him to sit and I'll say, yeah, good boy. Yes. Right? So it's all about tone changes. If he understands, if you're just like, no, Shadow, no, ow, stop it, off, no, stop it, that's not going to work. That sounds playful to him. If you say, you put your foot down and you say off, like this is not what I accept, he's going to understand that a lot more. He's going to think you're playing with him, and that's why he's going to do all this jumping and play biting at your arm like that. He doesn't play bite with me at all. And that is strictly because of our relationship and his respect for me, that he may have tried once or twice and I gave him a correction, and he learns very quickly. So he learned right away that, oh, I don't get to play with her like that. He doesn't play like that with anybody else in my house either, so hopefully that'll transpire to home just as easily. Puppy biting kind of wears out once they understand that you don't get to teeth humans. So there is literally never a time where teeth touching skin is going to be appropriate. So as soon as he puts teeth on you for any reason, you're going to use your thumb and your pointer, and you can do this on the top or the bottom, but you're just going to kind of pinch. You're going to roll his lip on either the top or the top of the bottom, and give him a good little pinch, and he'll probably go, "Woo!" And that's okay. You would rather him do that one little yelp 1 or 2 times than you having to keep doing that lightly a couple of times over and over and over every day, because he's not getting the hint. He kind of just thinks this is the way she plays with me. So when you're, the handler, you don't need to be forceful with them to make a point. You just need to assert dominance with tones and using something that they understand as far as his language goes, which is pressure and release system. So so that's that. We are actually going to pack it up right now, and we are going to take Shadow over to his neighborhood and go take a walk there. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help you. If anybody else has questions about their dog or needs help, please feel free to give us a call today. We would be happy to help you like we are with Shadow. Have a good one. See you. Bye, Shadow.